Hey VC, it's Nate again. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe 3 or 4, since I made a video, and I got some more vinyl, got some stuff to show. Um, Happy New Year. I think 2017 is going to shape up to be a better one than 2016. Um, as far as musicians, mortality and all this stuff, 2016 was kind of a bummer, man. But I'm glad it's gone. Professionally and personally, I think 2016 was pretty good for me, and I'm not going to complain. I'm pretty grateful for where I'm at. But anyways, yeah, records. In no particular order from where I got these. This stuff I've gotten over the past, maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I was actually listening to this earlier, Tape from California by Phil Ochs. This is from I want to say 68, or 69, but it's got Joe Hill on it, and it's not the Joan Baez version of Joe Hill. It was a version of Joe Hill that actually told of Joe Hill's life, and it was written by Phil Ochs. It was an actual original, and that's a fantastic record. I was at a Goodwill and I found a self-titled copy of Vanilla Fudge. I had a beat up original copy of it, but this is in much better shape. This is probably like a 71 or 72 repress on Atco. But I didn't really care because it sounds a lot better than the original. And the upgrade was definitely welcome addition. This is a repressing in the Experience Hendrix repressing of The Cry of Love. Found this pretty cheap at Half Price Books, and a lot of these I've got at Half Price Books in Atlanta. I'm starting to really enjoy going there because you never know what's gonna pop up there. I mean, it just this I saw on Grown Man Record Night. And okay, there's a story about this. The BBC listed this as one of the worst records ever made. Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends. And okay, so considering the lineup, Jimmy Page, John Bonham, Jeff Beck, Noel Redding, and Nicky Hopkins, it's not Led Zeppelin or Jimi Hendrix Experience quality stuff. But if you just sort of strip away all the context of who's on it and who's playing, it's really not a bad record as like a garage rock album. That's what I got out of it. I didn't really. I went in with no expectations. Well, I went in with expectations that it was a really bad album. But I picked it up because of the novelty of it. But then I listened to it, and I was like, "Shit, this is really good. This is thoroughly enjoyable." So yeah, I kept it, and I like it. Here is a piece by the band Raven, not the metal band, but a psych band, who could have played at Woodstock, chose not to, then fizzled after 2 albums. One, this record, and a live album. They chose not to play at Woodstock. And that cost them their career, I believe. From what I've read, because they were actually by Michael Lang, they were offered a record contract or some sort of contract after playing Woodstock to record with them, and it's psych. It's classified as psychedelic, but it's really, really and blues rock. but it's really, really soulful. The lyrics, the singer is really, there's a lot of soul behind the music. Let's see, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, Soul to Soul. There's really not much to be said about this record, but I have only one Stevie Ray Vaughan record in my collection, and that's the Double Live album. I'm trying to slowly but surely build up my Stevie Ray Vaughan collection because I really enjoy his stuff. I got the newest Rhino reissue of the Stooges' first record on colored vinyl. It was part of their Rocktober series, and I think Funhouse is going to be reissued pretty soon as part of a new series they're doing for the new year. This is on colored vinyl. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can sort of see. It's like splattered black and white vinyl, yeah. And it sounds really good. And it's the Stooges. And also, I got this at Half Price Books, and their prices are just terrific. I mean, I've never complained about anything that I've seen there. George Harrison, Dark Horse, my favorite Beatle. That might draw the ire of many John Lennon or Paul McCartney fans, but I think George Harrison's output after post Beatles was much, I don't know, far and away better. It's just more spiritual. There's more, I don't know, there's more of a connection to, the earth, and his Eastern philosophy bled into his music, especially the early stuff, like All Things Must Pass was just a masterpiece. I found the Tragically Hip's first record. That took me back to my college days because I went to school with a lot of Canadian students up in the Northeast, and they would always play the Tragically Hip. And this has two songs, Blow It High Dough and New Orleans is Sinking. And when I heard those, I was instantly transported 20 years ago, when I was in college and partying. Ugh, boy. And it's a bummer, man, because the lead singer Gordon Downey's got, I think, stage 4 brain cancer, and they did their last gig in June or July last year, June, July, or August last year sometime, and it was on broadcast on every major Canadian broadcast channel. I think it was broadcast on the internet, seen by about 12 million viewers, and this is a band that never broke in the United States. I mean, I don't think they ever hit the top 40 in the United States, and it's a bummer because they're a really, really good band, solid playing, great rock. A great rock band. I picked up 2 more John Coltrane records, both on Wax Trax, the reissues, 180 gram reissues, Half Price Books, of course. This is My Favorite Things, and Lush Life. I have not listened to this one yet. This one originally came out, I believe, in 1960. But I have yet to listen to it. Let's see. All right, 9 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm good. Chuck Berry on it's not Wax Trax. I'm sorry, Wax Time, and they've got this whole series of reissues at the Half Price Bookstore that I went to. And there's there's a bunch of jazz, and this is one of the rock or early rock releases. And this is one of the Chuck Berry records I did not have, Rockin' at the Hops. And I would imagine that if I found an original of this first of all, it would be impossible to find one that's not trashed. Second of all, it would probably be expensive as hell. Um, I've yet to listen to this either. I got it yesterday. So a lot of these things I haven't listened to because I got them yesterday. I got Dylan's newest, Fallen Angels, which is a cousin or a sister album of the record that he released last year, and I can't remember the title offhand. Maybe Shadows in the Night. But they're standards. These are mostly Frank Sinatra songs, and like Young at Heart, Skylark, All or Nothing at All, It Had to Be You, Melancholy Mood, so stuff like that. And the one that he released last year was really good. It's a shame that there was hardly all the news and publicity went toward Bob Dylan getting the Nobel Prize for Literature, but there wasn't much publicity for that record. I don't know when it was released exactly, but I also found Saved by Dylan. This was, of course, at the peak of his born-again Christian days. And Zeke the Vinyl Geek was mentioning something about trying to collect Dylan while he's still kicking, because it was the Prince records. The prices went through the roof after he passed away. Same with David Bowie, and still, since Bob Dylan is still here with us, we better get him while the getting's good, and the prices are low. So I'm reading a book, My Damage, by Keith Morris, the story of a punk rock survivor, and he pulls no punches. He names names and tells the truth about how he feels about certain members of bands he was in. Black Flag. There's no love lost between him and Greg Ginn, or at this point, Henry Rollins, for that matter. For a long time, they were, friends, but apparently there's some sort of falling out. But it's a very easy read. It's well written, but it's very entertaining. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm about a third of the way through, and I also got John Doe's book, The Story of L.A. Punk, and I'm going to dive into that one after I finish this. Speaking of Keith Morris, I found Circle Jerks live at the House of Blues in 2004. This is on Kung Fu Records, and on green vinyl. Nice clear light green vinyl. Very cool. It's a 2-record set, so the set list was super long. And this I've yet to listen to as well. So little time. So many records. But that's the nature of the beast when you're a vinyl collector, I think. You try to listen to everything, and then all of a sudden you're like, let's go shopping for records, and then you get more that you haven't listened to. Anyhow, in Keith Morris's book, he mentions a concert that he went to when a Steppenwolf concert, and it was on this tour that he saw them, and he mentioned this record in the book, and I swear to God, I went to the shelf and I thought that I had it in there, and I was going to listen to it, but I didn't. So I went up to Atlanta yesterday, and I found a decent enough copy at the right price. It's pretty cheap, actually. It's like $6. Um, Not mint condition, but it sounds decent. And man, Monster is a really great song. It's hit or miss. It's not a uh, it's not their best work, but it's a decent record. It has its moments. And I also found the last thing I've got is a Kinks British compilation called the Kinks Collection, and it's got a lot of covers on it. Actually, Dancing in the Street, Long Tall Sally, Louie Louie. See what else? Too Much Monkey Business, a Chuck Berry song. But it also has, the basics. Lola, All Day and All of the Night. You Really Got Me. Uh, 8 Man, dedicated follower of fashion, Village Green Preservation Society. But yeah, and I got it for really cheap because the cover is in shit condition, but it can be glued together, like right there, that seam split. But it's not in really bad condition, and the vinyl is in very good condition. So I was more than willing to pay the discounted price, and then just fix the cover and have the records. So yeah, that's about it. I hope everybody has a good New Year. I hope the snow doesn't hit too hard, and where you're at isn't too cold. Summer will be here soon. So that's it for now, and have a good night or day. See you later.